taking up Bachelor in Early Childhood Education at Salai Community College. So because of the pandemic that our world is facing right now, we are not be able to go to school to study. So in order for us to continue learning, some of us choose modular learning and online learning. So today, I will share with you some of my tips on how to study modular learning and online learning effectively. Now, I will share with you my 4 tips on how you can maximize modular learning and online learning.
초콜릿은 달콤해 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 오렌지는 상큼해 상큼해 상큼해.
First step, set up a study area. Now, when I say that, it doesn't mean that you have to buy all this expensive equipment like comfy gaming chair, expensive study table that we always see in the social media. No. Setting up a study area doesn't mean that you have a sariling kwarto, because I know that some of us is walang sariling kwarto like me. So setting up a study area is an area where you can study comfortably. Another is, don't study where you sleep and don't sleep where you study. Because I know that some of us study at the bed. For me, it's not effective because when I study at the bed, madali lang akong mapagod and I end up laying in my bed and sleep. So don't study at the bed because it's not effective. Tip number 2. You have to establish a schedule. We need to establish a schedule. This is very important. For me, this is very important, especially a mother like me. I establish my schedule every day and it is very important to follow that schedule. Halimbawa sa akin, I set my alarm at 7 a.m. So gigising ako at 7 a.m. Then I start to prepare breakfast. Then papakainin ko ang baby ko at 7:30 din papaliguan. So usually, I start answering my modules at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And after lunch, I will put my baby to sleep. Then I start answering again at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. But, hindi talaga natin maiwasan na gumamit ng cellphone every time we study. So, if we schedule as time to study, we also need a schedule, a time for distractions. Now, schedule time for study and for distractions. Like me, my time for distraction is only 1 hour. In that 1 hour, I check my social media accounts like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and going selfie. Because hindi naman talaga pwede na all our time is for study lang. We also need to relax even for just 1 hour. Tip number 3. Know your learning style. It is very important to know our learning style. Kailangan alam mo kung sa anong paraan ka mas nakakaintindi or so, sa anong way ka nakaka-learn. Example for me, mas nare-retain ko ang information through reading and highlighting the important information or important words in my module. So, it is very important to know your learning style because what works for me or what works for your classmate may not work for you. So, that is tip number 3. Know your learning style. It is very important for us students. Lastly, tip number 4. Search for other resources. Tip number 4 is very important, especially now. Especially if we have internet access. Madali lang sa atin pumunta kay Google to search, right? But sometimes Google is not enough to sustain our learning. So, we need to look for other resources. We have Merriam-Webster Dictionary, educational videos on YouTube, and other educational apps that we can use. Also, if teacher or the instructor is presenting using slides or PDF, you can ask the teacher to have a copy of that PDF that he or she is using for you to have to study at home. So, that is tip number 4. Look for other resources. So again, we have 4 tips. First step is set up a study area. Second is establish a schedule. Third is know your learning style. And lastly, search for resources. That is our 4 tips on how to maximize online learning and modular learning effectively. We all know that sa panahon ngayon, very important ang diskarte. Kailangan natin maging madiskarte sa ating pag-aaral. We know that we are all adjusting. Maraming changes na nangyayari sa buhay natin because of the pandemic. Even our teachers and instructors, they are also adjusting. So what we can do right now would be to help each other. Lahat tayo ay nahihirapan, lahat tayo ay pagod na, pero I know na itong lahat ng pagod na nararamdaman natin ngayon ay magiging worth it. Tiwala lang sa sarili at sa Panginoon. Thank you for watching! Please stay safe always and don't give up on life. Laban, college students!